Well, hello there, everyone. How you doing on this Super Saturday? It's December 30th, year 2023. That means tomorrow is New Year's Eve. It's almost 2024. Perhaps when you see this, it is 2024. Maybe it's 2023. So, as you probably know me, unless this is the first time watching my channel, but I'm Mazske Finance. I'm the guy who tries to help you out in so many different ways. I know a lot of you don't appreciate me. I know I get some comments sometimes. People think I'm like too cocky or I think poorly of somebody or something like that. But that's not true. Not true at all. I realize where I came from. I know it was like growing up in my family, one of 5 kids. I know what it was like as a grown up having 2 boys, huddling over a little electric filled heater for 10 years in the winters to stay warm. I've been through a lot in my life, both good and bad. I've been arrested back when I was 16 years old. I totaled my car, where I'm lucky I didn't get killed, but I survived it. But then I grew up and I went in the Navy, became an electronics technician. I went to college, got my bachelor's degree, almost with a 4.0 GPA, 3.96 I think. I then got out of the Navy, became a police officer, did a 20-year career as a police officer. Along the way, I started investing in mutual funds, then in individual stocks, and then in real estate. Real estate is what created wealth the fastest for me. I bought my first rental property at age 49. By the time I was 53, I owned 25 rental properties, and my net worth was in the 7 figures. Okay, 4 years. I did it just under 4 years. So that being said, I'm Mazske Finance. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a doctor, and not a nutritionist. I'm just trying to tell you who I am, where I came from, and that my goal of this channel is to help you out in some fashion. Maybe it will encourage you to drink a cup or 2 or 3 of green tea each day. Maybe it will encourage you to buy a rental house. If you're accredited, and if you don't know what accredited is in a nutshell, it's having a net worth of $1 million or greater, not counting your personal residence, or having a high enough income for 2 consecutive years. Okay, and you can look that up to see what that amount is. Depends on if you're single or married, but roughly it's $200,000 single, $300,000 if you're married. Okay, if you meet that definition either with a high enough network or high enough salary, you are considered accredited, which then opens the doors to a variety of other investments. However, if you're accredited and that opens those doors, buyer beware. Be careful. You have to do extra due diligence on your investments. There are a lot of real estate investors who got into syndications. Those syndications may or may not be doing well right now. You don't know who you're putting your money with. It's different than if you're buying a stock in Apple. You know what the company Apple is, or Microsoft, or Disney, or Starbucks, or Chipotle. You know what those companies are. Yes, you can still lose money, but you know what they are. If you buy a rental house, you can see that house. It's your house. Maybe you're self-managing it. Maybe you have a property manager. Yes, maybe you have a tenant who goes in and messes up the interior. But as long as you have cash reserves, you fix it up, clean it up, and you rent it again. But you still always own that house. If you invest in an alternative investment, you don't know what's going to happen. You might give them $50,000, $100,000, and maybe you'll get all your money back tenfold. Or maybe you won't get any of it back. So buyer beware. Okay? So with that being said, 2023 is winding down. I want you all to reflect back. Who are you? Where did you come from? What has your life brought for you? And more importantly, along the way, have you enjoyed the ride? If you're like me and everyone else, you have met a variety of people along the way. I could not tell you how many people I have met. I dare say I don't remember. I kind of remember every single roommate I ever had in the Navy, but I can't remember saying boot camp. Boot camp, I was one of 80 guys. I don't remember all 80 guys. I remember my company commanders. I had 2 of them. After that, I kind of remember all roommates I had. Yes, I do remember all those. Some was just temporary while I was in some school. But I think I could recall about everyone. May not remember their names, though. I enjoyed a lot of experiences along the way. I rode a bike out in Denver, Colorado. I bought a 10-speed bike back when they had them. My longest bike ride was from Lowry Air Force Base in Denver, Colorado, up through Denver, past Golden, Colorado, and up to the top of Lookout Mountain, where, among other things, Buffalo Bill is buried. You know who Buffalo Bill is? Study your history if you don't. And when you're up there, you get great views of the Rocky Mountains. The ride back was faster because I was going down that gigantic mountain. Okay, so I remember I was trying to pass cars because they're slowing down for the hairpin curves, and I was 19, 20 years old, and I was kind of reckless at the time. I went to the country of Panama. I bought a motorcycle. I also met a guy. He was my roommate. He was probably 10 years older than me. He used to talk to me about mutual funds. I didn't know what mutual funds were. I used to go to the library. I looked up Money Magazine and Kiplinger's and other magazines, and I read all about mutual funds. And while I was living in Panama, I opened up, I think, 2 or 3 mutual fund accounts. 1999, fast forward, and I was now living in Virginia. And I found the Motley Fool, FOOL.com, the Motley Fool. And I started looking at that site, and I realized, whoa, doggy, even us little guys can buy individual stocks. I had never thought about it. I always thought stocks were for rich people. I didn't know I could buy stocks. But they had online stockbrokers. The internet was around then. The internet came about to me in 1994, 1995-ish. Bought my first desktop computer in 1995. Windows 95. That was my operating system. Okay, so 1999, I sold all my mutual funds, transferred the money to the online stock accounts, E-Trade, Ameritrade, whatever they were, and I bought a lot of stocks. Then subsequently, we had the dot-com crash. I rode the market down. Then we had 9/11. The market continued to go down. And then the 2000s progressed. I was a police officer. I spent 9 years, 6 months, 10 days on active duty in the Navy. Met a lot of people along the way. I still got some very good friends I met. When you were in the military, you bond better, I believe, with folks than you ever do in civilian life. Reason being, and if you've never been in the military, you won't understand this. All right? You just won't understand, I don't think. But when you go into the military, for the most part, not everybody, but for the most part, you get plucked out of the town, the area you grew up in, and you go somewhere else. You may go somewhere else close by. I know there's people that went to boot camp very close to where they grew up at, but for the most part, people fly to somewhere else in the U.S. to go to boot camp or basic training. Then they go to a duty station. They might be like me and go to a foreign country. That changed my life. I spent 5.5 years, roughly, maybe a little more, living outside the continental United States. As a young guy, I got to the country of Panama when I was 20. I left the island of Puerto Rico when I was 25, 26, somewhere around there. So those years of my life, I was living outside the United States. Especially when you're single and you're in a foreign country. You live with folks who you work with, if you're like me, and on a shore duty station, or if you're on a ship, or if you're deployed to wherever you're deployed to. You work with folks, you live with them, you eat with them, everything. You shower, not with them, but with them, okay? And so on, so on. So you bond better than you ever will in civilian life with folks. And those bonds stick with you. It could be 25 years from now, I can meet folks I was stationed with in Panama, and I guarantee you we're going to sit down, have some great conversations, okay? I thought when I became a police officer it was going to be very similar. It wasn't. Why? Because we worked and we went home to our families. I went to some gatherings with fellow officers, but it just wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. Okay? Then you fast forward in life, I retired. And by the time I had a net worth in 7 figures. So what I'm saying to you is, do your own reflection on where you came from. But don't dwell on it. If there's any negativity in there, don't dwell on it. Always look ahead. Always move forward. Always look in a positive direction. Okay? If you are currently needing to make some changes in your life, maybe you need to lose 25 pounds. Maybe you got $25,000 in credit card debt that you need to pay off. Maybe you want to buy your first rental house. Maybe you want to get started in dividend stock investing. Well, by golly, just get started. As I said the other day, write some goals down. Write down what it is you want to do. We're all different. We're all different. Some of you want to find a partner. Some of you want to have a child. Some of you have a goal of stopping working so you can take care of an aging parent who needs to be taken care of. Some of you want to move somewhere, and so on and so on and so on. Say, I'll give you another example. 2023, when it kicked off, I was thinking about putting my house in South Florida on the market. I had come to the conclusion, I think it was in January, late January, early February, I came here to Panama. And my wife and I, came to the decision we were going to try to sell our house and move to the country of Panama. So we put it on the market. It was in March. 6 months went by. It didn't sell. So in September, we knew it was counting down to 6 months and we had a contract. We knew it would be coming off the market. So we made the decision, because we did want to get to the country of Panama, that we would turn it into an Airbnb. So now it's an Airbnb. It went live basically in November. December now, we're wrapping up our second month as an Airbnb. This will be my best month of ever. I have a video on my first month. This will be my best month because I found out how much money I'm getting tomorrow at the end of the month. I get paid by my property manager. I get paid twice a month on the 15th and the last day of the month. But then at the same time, January will probably be one of my slowest months because my guest who's in the house right now, he checked in on December the 27th, I think it was, and he doesn't check out till January the 8th. He's there for, I think, 12 nights. So the 12th, or the 12th, 8th. Yeah, and I'm not sure, so I'm getting paid for this whole stay in December. So that takes up, I guess, 8 or 9 days of January. So then my guess is in January I'm going to have a smaller revenue check. But I don't know that for sure. I haven't looked at it recently. So we'll see. It's kind of fun just to be disconnected and I don't have to clean it. As time goes on, I don't think about it too much. Just as the middle of the month rolls around or the end of the month rolls around, I start thinking, I wonder what I'm going to get now as a check. I do have to pay that mortgage still. I did find out my mortgage on I think it's on February 1st, mortgage payment. Yeah, I think it's month of February. My mortgage goes down about almost $200. It's pretty nice because a year ago it went up $660. That was a big jump for my mortgage. Now it goes down $200. That's the life of a mortgage. They go up and down with taxes and insurance. And see, like historically, when my mortgage jumps up, the next year it drops back down just a bit because of their estimate on the escrow payment. So anyway, have you had your daily cup of green tea? Have you had any fruits or vegetables so far today? I've had so far eggs, 2 cage-free eggs. I guess you want to call it from chickens. They're cage-free. I had 7 garlic cloves in it, 5 or 6 white button mushrooms that I had chopped up. I had a quarter of an onion or so that I had chopped up. A green pepper, part of a green pepper I had chopped up. Salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, turmeric, black pepper, ginger, and whatever else. My coffee, as always, 2 cups coffee had black pepper, turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon in it. We have a pot of beans on the stove right now. We try to eat beans daily now. We'll probably have a salad for dinner like we always do. Got some ham and the beans. Got a picnic ham the other day, so we got that in there. I like my fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, mushrooms, but I like my meat also. But I have really cut back a lot on my meat consumption. Okay, I can tell. I think my health is better now than it has been for decades. I'm being serious about that. I think when I get my next blood test, I will know how my readings are, but I feel like my health right now is better than it's been since I was a teenager, and maybe even before that. I've really changed how I live. I've changed my lifestyle. I eat much, much healthier than before. I exercise almost every single day in some fashion. I sleep very well. We all go to the bathroom, and my systems operate better than they ever have, because by eating correctly, you clean yourself out. Do you ever hear about folks detoxifying themselves, flushing their system out? Just eat properly, and you'll keep yourself flushed out. I saw an article on not on CNBC.com, some website. I saw an article that popped up. I just skimmed the headline, I didn't really read it, but it said the average American, they estimate, has a total of 4 pounds of poop inside their body, kind of sitting there, stuck, and it trudges along through their body because they eat a lot of meat, not so much fruits and vegetables, and they're just clogged up, and it makes them have a bigger gut. And they don't realize this, but it causes a lot. It's poison. It causes a lot of problems in their body. So they need to get it out. I remember reading, do you remember John Wayne? John Wayne was an actor, very famous actor back when I was a kid. He died in the mid-70s, 1976, 77, somewhere in there. And I remember reading along the way that when they did his autopsy, they found a lot of poop stuck inside him, because he was a meat and potatoes man. This die-hard, rough, tough cowboy type guy. Look him up on Netflix or whatever streaming service you have, his movies. He used to make a lot of movies. But where are you going in 2024? Where are you going? Are you going to make it through the New Year's Eve tomorrow night? What do you got planned? You going to any wild parties? Yeah. Chilling at home? You're going to be in bed before midnight? You're going to watch the ball drop somewhere? Going to be with any friends or family or your children or your spouses, or going to a club somewhere, or going to New York City to watch the ball drop? Going to Sydney, Australia? I think that's the first big city where it strikes midnight. I believe my oldest son has been in Sydney during New Year's Eve. And he has been into New York City, right there where the ball dropped on New Year's Eve. He's in the Coast Guard, so he's been in a lot of places. So he's experienced both of those. He's currently in California, and he might be flying back to Florida today or tomorrow. I got to shoot him a text. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up, finish off this cup of green tea. Once I finish this, go ahead and start uploading this video. I'll probably munch down some walnuts, some cashews, and I'll probably get a piece of fruit. I always eat some nuts and a piece of fruit. I don't know what, maybe a banana. I haven't had a banana today. I like bananas. Yeah, so that's it. So that's how I did a little reflecting, didn't I, on where I've come from, where I am, where I'm going. Oh, where am I going? Where am I going? I'll make another video on this maybe tomorrow on where I'm going, because by now a lot of you have signed out. So, but where is Mazske going? What will 2024 bring for Mazske? We'll see. Will I wrap up 2024 living in the country of Panama? At the end of 2024, will I be making videos in this casita? I will say no. I will not be living in this house at the end of 2024. But where will I be living? I have no idea. No idea. I do think in 2024, I will be in the Bahamas at some point. I'll be in the US at some point. I think I'll be in South America at some point. I might get to Europe or Australia at some point. I'm not sure on that one. I might not. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Hopefully you have a great day. Hopefully you have a great day. Stay safe in all you do. Keep loving life. Don't be cocky. Be humble. Realize where you came from. And try to help people the best you can. All right? Smile. Say a kind word. And just shake a hand or two. And just be friendly. Be friendly. We all need a friend. All right? So that being said, have a great day. Mazke's signing out.